Come on, man. Just sharing, everybody. Thumbs up as you come in. Thumbs up the stream. Seconds. First clip. Come on, come on, come on. Almost there. Almost. Almost. Bingo. Monitor. You're not it. Come on, come on, come on, man. Come on, man. Fuck. I'm about to throw this thing through the wall. On God. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Good evening. Now that I'm to the point of kill, I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be now. My first attempt, it failed, obviously, because what else would happen for me? Um, the camera didn't load, but I know why that happened because I spent, what is today? Friday. So yesterday or the day before or the day before into yesterday, I spent many hours trying to work with a different software that we need. And so that I can do my recorded videos and this without using this software. I need to be able to do the other software so that I can I'm giving you the lamp. And everything I was doing, it was dragging. Like if I'm doing an article, you wouldn't know. But if I'm doing the moment I try and put up a video for you, then there was all this drag, and I went through everything, restarting my computer, just all kinds of stuff, man. All kind of files and settings, stuff you won't. If you don't know anything about computers, this would be like I was speaking. If I just sat up here and did the whole thing in Arabic or Spanish, you know, very long process. And so, but I mentioned that to say that I know that's why we had the issue with the camera starting, because I was using the camera with that software. So when I launched tonight for this, it somehow gets scattered and thinks somebody else has my camera. So I had to restart the computer so that this is what so I use the camera now, and it goes, oh, we're using it for this. Anyway, greetings, everybody. It is good to be with you. And, you know, it's unfortunate. It's not unfortunate, but I think it's interesting to note that I'm not the Hi Guys YouTuber. Because if you look at any of my videos, they all open up with a very straight face. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Even if I have something positive to bring, it's never, you know, I don't do that. And I'm not mad. Like I only in life, I do what's authentic to me. That's it. Me over here in this lane, what comes out of this vessel, that's what I express. That's all I got. So good evening. And I don't know what this experience will be because of all my tinkering and doing. I don't know what type of experience we're going to have. Are we going to be lagging? Is there going to be issue? You know, will there be a IDF rocket strike on me as I sit here? I mean, I don't know. But anyways, I expect my moderators especially to advise me of any issues that I may be having, sound, visual, anything that's going on. And if I start yakking and I'm not paying attention, then many of you have my number. You can just text me, and that will probably get my attention. And I will turn it thusly. I want to say, well, first, let me just shout out the people that are here thus far. Asia, good to see you. Asia, shout out to you and Happy New Year. Khalifa of the Most High. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bay Girl, what's up? I'm glad to see you. Imhotep, what's up? Subhanallah. CS, shout out to you and a Happy New Year. Yeah, I always love when I see names I haven't seen in a while. Sweet D, big shout out to you, Queen. You was first, but it was rolled up. I couldn't see you. My bad. Feel me? You was underneath the ledge, D. You feel me? You was trying to stay out the rain and everything and stuff like that. So you're gonna have to go with me on this one, you guys, because this is fresh from the universe. That's what I could tell you. You remember in our last sitting that I alluded to, I certainly suggested I think I declared, but I certainly insinuated and suggested that the so-called terror attack in North Carolina or in New Orleans. Why can't I see that name every time? Watch, just listen to me. Every time I say that name, I never can get it. I noticed that on the playback of our last sitting. Like, why? Because I don't even really know where New Orleans is. I don't know. Is it St. Louis? Is it Louisiana? I never know. I can't ever remember. I hate it. And I think there's something else that sounds like it, or it's like, I can't. I'm from Southside Chicago. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. That's all. Anyway, I suggested to you that so-called attack, terror attack, was directly was an event staged by these stinking big nose Zionists, these demonic, blood drinking, baby eating, devilish people. I also said to you, just as a side note, remember I said they look like these people that my brother used to read me these. There was this one of the books my brother used to read me at night, and I couldn't remember the name of it. It was called Where the Wild Things Are, everybody. Allah gave it back to me. Where the Wild Things Are. If you go and just Google that and see the cover of it, that's what these people look like to me. They're short. They do look like troll demons or something. I'm not being dramatic. That's what I see. And I got very big brown eyes. Do you understand what I'm telling you? But I said to you that I prosecuted a case that they were that this was of their doing, because, and the reason I gave was that they want to now, because they've lost the propaganda war and everybody knows that they're blood drinking, baby eating, lying ass demonic demons who have started all the shit across the earth and still are, and that they have occupied this country, that they run this country, they run it. And I said, for those reasons, because they've lost the propaganda war and nobody's believing their lies about their sacred October 7th, which probably didn't even happen, because we never, remember, I remind you, the American people never saw video of all the claims they keep sticking to. No one saw it. We're still seeing back to back, wall to wall, every day, moment to moment, of hundreds and hundreds of people in Gaza dead and dying, and bodies being pulled up under rubble, and body parts and all of that. And we've not seen one dead Israeli bitch, not even one bitch with a broken toenail, not even one, not even one. And so in our last sitting, I suggested strongly to you and laid my case of why this was now them staging this. I brought you a video of a bastard up there saying that many people are saying that America's going to see more of this, and they wanted to import this to America. I laid my case. You have to go back and watch the last stream. This is kind of a continuation, because I believe now, and that's why it was so important for me to take the time to find our first clip, which I don't know how that's going to play now because of all the technical stuff. We'll see. This is so important, everybody, because I believe now that they are also responsible for the fires here in California. Shout out to Simply Sandra and Don. Thank you for reaching out to me to check on me to see if I was okay. I love you for that. Thank you so much. You know how much I love humanity. And you know how I'm an emotional person, and the little things matter to me. That meant so much to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. But anyway, I'm going to lay a case here now, everybody, that I'm not asking you to even believe. I think that I willingly say this is, at the very least, it's the early stages of my speculation. And I think I wouldn't waste your time if my case was not cogent. And one of the things that pushed me finally was I keep hearing, oh, there's no water. Well, there's no water, you know. Um, and I just thought, well, what do you mean there's no water? Because I live in the desert, and for many years, many of the places you can't have, or they pay the landlords or even homeowners not to have grass. They get some sort of a stipend or something. Like, I don't know if it's a one time or an ongoing payment, but to not grow grass. So a lot of stuff is just rockscape or just dirt or gravel or something, you know. So we ain't the water issue. And but of course, all the rich people in the mansions in Los Angeles and all that stuff, you know, it's green and they have water. Um, and of course, any of your city and federal buildings and stuff like that, they're going to have some sprinklers going on. But I keep hearing that there's no water. There's no water. The firefighters don't have any water to put the fires out with. Then we all know the work that I did on the Maui fires that were and still are very suspicious, but we got distracted by a bunch of other stuff, and nobody remembers how Maui just kind of faded into the background. Remember? There was stuff on fire that shouldn't have been on fire, and there was stuff that should have been on fire that wasn't, and then there was things that were, everything around it was on fire and had been burned, but it was pristine and perfect because it was blue. And we heard all the stories about Oprah and The Rock and all of it. I get it, but this is something else. And what also makes me sick is that if I lived closer to this, well, I don't really know. You can't say where it is because it's all over the place. And that's one of the other issues that I'm going to be presenting to you in this, because the story is now evolving and shifting, and blame is being scattered. This is now to throw a bunch of narratives so you can say there's a bunch of crazy stories out there. You see, this, they always do this. Well, there's a bunch of crazy stories. So I only stick to the shit that I know is real and I can prove and show. That's it. Then I don't have to deal with any of that other stuff, and I have to second guess and come back. So what I'm trying to say to you is, one of the narratives that fell flat and failed, and I'm going to show you footage of that. They tried to say that now people are looting, and businesses and homes are being broken into, and they're being looted, and oh my God, and they show a black family. But that happens to be from a news clip where the people were moving out. There's no looting going on, no looting going on. And there wouldn't be looting because anywhere there was a fire, people can't go in and loot because it's on fire or it's already been destroyed. So that's fake. Understand that. Now, will there be some opportunists in other parts of the city and state, whatever? I guess. But that's not germane to this because that's not what's happening. All right. The other thing that they are claiming is they're trying to make it a political issue. And what I'm sick of is you dumbass white people who voted for Trump. You are the dumbest people on earth. And here's why I can say that. And it's not just a dramatic statement, but a statement of fact. Because you have to be uneducated to vote for this person. And your only other option is that you're just a blazing racist, which most of you are anyway. So, you know, no real choice there. But you are the dumbest people. The dumbest. The dumbest. And the most selfish. You know, I saw some guy from Britain, you know, really giving it to the American public, saying what I just said, like, you're the dumbest people on the earth. Like, how could you vote for this guy? And, you know, all of that. But I mention your dumbasses now because you are the ones that the Alex Joneses and all of the right are peddling to, that anything that's negative is the left. Anything that is the left. Anything that's negative is the left. As if your dumb, backwards, redneck, racist, cross-burning asses on the other side are all pure and holy. when you fuck up everything. It's usually a Democratic administration that comes in, balances the budget, brings about a surplus, and then your dumbasses come in and wreck it all. And you're the dumbest people you can be told anything to vote against your own ass. How many of your dumb redneck white asses voted against your own damn Affordable Care Act, thinking you were getting rid of Obamacare because you're too dumb to understand that your white asses are the ones that named it Obamacare to bastardize it because it was by a black man. Your white leaders did that to you. You didn't understand because you can't read or write because you're Neanderthals, and that's provable. You literally have Neanderthal DNA. Go and look your own self up. I don't make any dramatic statements. I say only the truth. You don't have to like how I say it, but it's still the damn truth. Because your Neanderthalic asses can't read or write, you didn't understand that the Affordable Care Act is what was Obama's shining piece of legislation that was good for your dumb ass. You understand? But they told you it's Obamacare, and you don't want anything from those niggers. Quick, Trump's going to get rid of Obamacare, and you were glad of it. Now you may be paying through the ass for medical care. Good luck to you. Maybe you could go. Maybe you could get United Healthcare. I think they have openings. I think they're taking enrollment. I think they're taking enrollment. Just heard it. Just wait. I'll just check because I hear things when I'm in the field, and I always know when the desk is trying to get a hold of me when I'm in the field. So I just know if they're telling me something. Right, I'm being told right here. United is taking enrollment for your dumb ass. Now, so they are making this political. They're trying to now, all of the right, so-called, which is just white people fighting. We're not left or right. It's just y'all white ass for us. It's not left or right for black people. Just understand that. So don't come with this leftist bullshit to us. It's just your white ass is fighting because you can't agree on anything. Even Malcolm X said that. White people are not agreeable. They don't even agree amongst themselves. It's still true. So they're trying to blame it on Gavin Newsom, that this was some political play, that he didn't want to clear the brush in California to make the government pay for it or something like this, or some big conspiracy that, listen, I've lived in California for many years, off and on, and certainly the last 20 years. And I even have, in fact, my sister that passed in 2022, because she was failed and didn't graduate high school, she ended up going to the Conservation Corps. And one of the things that the California Conservation Corps does is they clear brush, and they also fight brush fires. But they also go out and do fire prevention, where they start backfires, and they, the control burns and all this kind of stuff. I mean, California is not new to wildfires, just like it's not new to earthquakes. We know this stuff. So none of that is true. Then they tried to put it on Karen Bass, who I have no love for at all. Excuse me. She's just a black face in a high place that don't do a goddamn for black people. And I wouldn't be sad if she croaked tomorrow. I'm being told. I'm being told she could croak. Being told. Okay. But they tried to make a big deal because they said she was in Africa. So that was supposed to be a two-prong disrespect. Like, oh, she's in Africa. Like, Africa. When I will be so glad when Africa stands up and shuts white people off. And they'll be mad and vomiting and drinking on their own vomit for all the times they wish us back to Africa. When they realize we're in the metropolis and they literally can't even eat without Africa. So they were trying to, not only that she was gone, but also where she was gone to. So apparently the mayor of Los Angeles has to be there to hold a fire hose, everybody, and fight the fire, according to white people, because nobody else is saying this other than white people, who are the only people who start shit and confusion amongst humanity and societies. Let's be very clear, and let's always remember that. We have to always know the parameters. So that was another component to it. But here's what I want to begin with. Because I just thought, wait a minute now. But when I saw this, I go, that's it. Now I know. Now I know. Turns out there's Zionists that own the water here in California. And oh my God, they wanted one of their many products that you're not going to buy after seeing this video. Let's see the clip and we'll talk about it. This is everything. Percent. This just know that there is no Boko Haram, there is no ISIS, there is no all the other bullshit they give you everybody. It's nothing but white ass, big nose people who run every fucking thing that are starting all the shit on earth. Because the other thing we have to accept and observe and understand, these are highly unattractive people. And so certainly the men are unattractive, short, and they have no penis. So there's nothing else for them to do on earth. They have all the money, so they just want to start shit. And willpower. You know, when you're good looking, you got a big penis, you act different. You feel me? Like that, I don't mean, that's not a joke. I mean that as just sure as my heartbeat. That's real. Think about someone who I don't know. Just I don't have a metaphor to give you, but that's what it is. These people are unattractive. They don't have a penis, little to no penis, and so this is why they focus all their time on these things that they do.
While 40 million Californians suffer through unprecedented drought,
I don't know how this is gonna play or nothing, none of that, everybody, but we're gonna try. But just listen. This is a lesson. You need to see this. Let's go.
One billionaire couple owns a massive share of the state's water system, seized in a series of secretive meetings 2 decades ago. That system largely paid.
Wait, let me start it again for you and me, because I need to go and hear it in the other room to hear what you're hearing.
While 40 million Californians suffer through unprecedented drought, one billionaire couple owns a massive share of the state's water system, seized in a series of secretive meetings 2 decades ago. That system was largely paid for by the very taxpayers whose water these billionaires hold hostage. Urban water systems are desperate for water, but in 2023, they'll receive just 5% of what they requested from the state. The Resnicks are the biggest farmers in California. As of 2007, they owned 4 San Francisco's worth of farmland. And nearly half of Americans buy at least one of their products. Their pistachios, their pomegranate juice, their mandarins, their flowers. It's under one massive umbrella, the wonderful company.
Did you see that? I want you to be aware of these products.
Buy at least one of their products.
You see this? The wonderful, but you've seen those pistachios. Don't buy the bitches no more.
Their pistachios, their pomegranate juice.
Don't buy the damn pomegranate juice. Go get you a damn pomegranate when they're in season.
Their mandarins, their flowers.
I know about the flowers.
It's all under one massive umbrella, the Wonderful Company, a privately owned company worth at least
Fiji water. You saw their almonds there as well.
$5 billion.
Look at that.
The majority owners, the Resnicks, are worth at least $8 billion. How were they able to take over such a large percentage of what should be a shared public resource? This is from Perfect Union, and today we're looking at how the Resnicks.
Remember the rabbi that I was communicating with? His name was Ralph Resnick, everybody. What's his whore's name? I'll just take it back a skosh because I didn't hear her name.
Today, we're looking at how the Resnicks got rich. Linda is a former child actress, the daughter of Jack Harris, a successful movie distributor of the 1950s, most well known. At 19, she founded her own advertising agency. Stewart was born to a middle-class New Jersey family and started his first business, a janitorial service, in grad school. He eventually acquired American.
I worked for American Protection Services, everybody, 1,000 years ago as a security guard. I don't know if that's the same one. When I watched it, I was hoping they would show maybe the logo for that company or something, because there's other variations of American Protective Services. You know, it could be, but this very well could be the one I worked for. But let's go on.
He eventually acquired American Protection Services, a burglar alarm and security company. Linda approached him about marketing services for the company, and they hit it off, not knowing that one day they'd work business partners. They bought Teleflora, the flower delivery company, and the Franklin Mint, purveyors of inane little tchotchkes. Linda was the marketing person, and Stewart was in charge of business. As Linda told the LA Times in 1993, "I've always said that Stewart and I together make one perfect person, like little salt and pepper shakers." In the late 80s, they found their primary industry, agriculture. They got to the... Linda said, "We've for the pistachio anyone ever since it was
attention
in
to
the
that
garden."
pistachio. Let's go on.
"My husband should be canonized for all the work he's done." They started branching into other products: almonds, pomegranates, citrus, wine, requiring more land to cover it, including some very important as
in Kern County, which granted them water rights in the area.
were building their empire. The state of California was building new water infrastructure with taxpayer money. California's natural water supply is very inconsistent. Vast amounts of rainfall means the state can go from drought and back very easily. Build water banks to surpluses to have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Built with hundreds of millions of taxpayers' dollars. Go on.
Which could have been a good thing. The people of California would have owned the water. But there were two Californians thirstier.
Again, they're 2 feet high. You see how this it's devilish. It's devilish. And the men always look like that. Remember Harvey the fucker that Silverstein that took out the insurance policy on the Larry Silverstein that took out the insurance policy on the World Trade Center. Don't they look just the fuck alike? You see what I'm telling you? It's a specific thing, everybody. It's a demonic look. Think about when you've ever watched like Alice in Wonderland or something like that. The goblins they give you. That's what these people look like to these eyes of mine that sit in my head. Do you understand? Let's go on though. But I just wanted you to notice the aesthetic. And so just like a lot of people know, Judge Judy is probably 2 feet high. I'm not being funny. She's not 2 feet, but she might as well be 2 feet. She's a little tiny person, like, yes, your honor type thing. I mean, her and her husband, they're gnomes. Remember when you were growing up, the gnome mobile, riding along in the gnome mobile. Gnomes. And by the way, they gave us all these characters. Remember, who owns the Disney and Hollywood and all the bullshit. So
California would have owned the water. But there were two Californians thirstier than the rest, and they wanted more water: Linda and Stuart Resnick. And they had a lot of political power. We'll get to that. In 1994, state water directors,
very nice.
These groups, a mix of private companies and public agencies, rewrote California water rules without input from those taxpayers or legislators. The new rules, called the Monterey Plus Agreement or the Monterey Amendments, were devastating for working Californians and great agricultural billionaires. The original code included urban reference, a long-standing rule that in times of drought, the state would give urban areas people live access to water supplies. Monterey next. That means that in times of the water from the state. The new agreement also loosened regulations on paper water. That's water that doesn't necessarily exist anywhere but on paper. The full quantities of water that providers could have, but don't actually need to have. Today, 5 times as much water promised and sold as actually exists. And importantly, the meeting ownership of the water bank. What once belonged to the state, water commerce, one of which was Wide Mutual, a wholly owned subsidiary of Wonderful Foods.
Wholly owned by Wonderful Foods. Go on.
The wonderful employee who runs Westside, Bill Phillimore, is the chairman of the public organization that manages the Kern Water Bank.
You see there? That's conflict of interest. That's conflict of interest. But they do this all the time. You got a criminal about to be inaugurated on the 20th of this month. You understand? That's why I tell my people, don't follow any fucking rules you can get around. Because they're just meant to hold everybody else back. That's all it is. And particularly the poor. And starting with me and your black ass. So, fuck rules. You understand? All that. All that. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. Stop trying to be, you can still be a righteous person, but you don't have to, I'll expound on that in a moment. I don't want to get off. Shut up, Jedi. But this is a conflict of interest. The guy works for the wonderful company, and he's the chairman of the board of directors of the water bank, or the water authority.
Boom. One secret meeting, and the Resnicks owned nearly 60% of an important California water resource.
And of course, we know that the William bastard is the one that made that happen for them.
Built with hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer money.
See? That's why I highlighted it when it said taxpayer money. Because this other thing that comes out of the mouth of these pablum-puking, demon-ass white people in America is they want to look down on people that are poor or on public assistance or welfare and things like that. When the rich act, you see that I'm giving you an example how they literally are having the government, the public, pay for their private shit. And that's all fine and it's respectable even. You see? Nah.
The new ownership, combined with the rules on paper and surplus water, meant that during times of drought, the Resnicks could sell Kern water back to the state water system.
Back to the state water system during times of hardship and drought. So we're in this major fire sweeping all of California right now, Southern California. And so where's the water? And we learn that the people at the top of it is these two stinking Zionist people. But wait, the pièce de résistance is coming.
They took Californian taxpayers' water and sold it back to them, both literally as the water supply and also to grow pistachios and pomegranate juice. They converted the people's water forward, and that's just one directing more water towards their properties.
Have been sued for directing more waters towards their properties.
So how do they get away with this Chinatown level chicanery?
How do they get away with it? Because they're fucking Zionists and they own the country. But we'll hear whatever he's going to tell us, but that's the answer. So, but go on, Bob.
Be a lot of irate citizens when they find out that they're paying for water that they're not going to get.
With philanthropy. The Resnick millions
with philanthropy,
of dollars to politicians and research institutions, which help them secure control over water systems and even get more water and more taxpayer funding. The important project is the proposed California Delta Tunnel, a project in water for Northern California, where the Resnick's farms are. They've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on state and federal legislation and politicians who support the tunnel project. But their favorite politician is Senator Dianne Feinstein.
That hateful old bitch. I think she finally died. Allahu Akbar.
In here and you say it has to be my way or the highway.
Chair of the Energy and Water Subcommittee. She's a close personal friend of the Resnicks. A quick look through the bills she sponsored shows several which would direct money to Kern adjacent water projects. The Resnicks even ask her for things directly. When a pesky study about endangering salmon demanding a new study, she immediately forwarded it to the Obama administration, who agreed to spend $750,000 on a new study. It returned the same results as the first one. Can't buy donors to the University of California system, with their donations focusing on agricultural and ecological studies. The Resnicks have basically bought entire departments who put out studies on how water systems should be managed and where funding should go. That leads to even more federal and state taxpayer dollars being used to fix up what the Resnicks profit off of. This is all bad for California, even in a capitalistic sense. Agriculture uses 80% of California's water, but only represents 2% of its GDP. The Resnicks' water monopoly is just one way their quest for wealth hurts the rest of us. They allegedly lobby for increased tensions with Iran to keep
increased tensions with Iran. Hear this. This is the pièce de résistance, everybody. California farmers wage war on Iranian pistachios and won because they're stinking big no Zionists. Huh? Go on.
embargoes on superior Iranian pistachio.
The Iranian pistachio is far superior to this bullshit that these Zionists grow, but they wanted an embargo on that. Nope, don't let the, and they wanted to ramp up. You see, California pistachio farmers lobby for war and represent the failure of late stage capitalism. So now we have these fires in California. Let it burn. And Karen Bass isn't going to say anything because they all licked the literal asshole of these Zionists. So she's not going to say anything. There was Newsom out in the middle of the street being interviewed. He's not going to say anything because everybody has got a Zionist penis up their rectum. Do you understand? So yeah, I could see, I'm forwarding to you in this piece that these stinking Zionists are withholding huge strategic water supplies from the state of California, because we know that Netanyahu wants war with Iran, and they've been bombing Syria and all of it. They don't want a ceasefire in Gaza. That this is all about Zionist bullshit. You understand? So I'm forwarding and suggesting to you that these two leprechaun looking ass fucking people, this is all part of it. We have their modus operandi from 2019. What's changed? Nothing. They still want it. They still haven't gotten their war with Iran. So we know they still want it. So nothing has changed. You see? Here, just literally like a few more seconds of this. We'll just take it back for context. Just a skosh.
Federal and state taxpayer dollars being used to fix up what the Resnicks profit off of. This is all bad for California, even in a capitalistic sense. Agriculture uses 80% of California's water, but only represents 2% of its GDP. The Resnicks' monopoly is just one of their quest for what hurts the rest of us. They allegedly increased to keep embargoes on superior Iranian pistachios. Their giant crops lead to monocultures, which kill important pollinators.
But the Zionist crop kills off the bees and fucks up the ecology.
They siphon taxpayer dollars into the company town charter schools they own, set up to train children to work for their farms. And of course, like any company of this size, they exploit their workers. We need to treat water for what it is, a necessary public resource, a human right, and something that shouldn't be owned by anyone, and work towards legislative change that stops people like the Resnicks.
Now, that's our opening piece. That's our opening piece, everybody. We launched from there. So that got my wheels to turning. That was before just when I begin to learn about their business and the diversification, and shout out to Black Beauty Always, and Kiara. Happy New Year to both of you. There you are, Hassan. Good to see you, Queen. I was already talking about you and shouting you out at the beginning of the stream, you and Don. So I already was intrigued with their business and its diversification, everybody. And the universe had already began giving me this, wondering this already. And I almost held my breath when he started saying that part about them wanting, like, they wanted a war with Iran. And we know that all these Zionists are the same. They are demonic people. They have there's no connection to God at all. Nothing holy, nothing godly going on there at all. Let's be very clear. And so this serves this now and the current climate, because because all of our politicians, local, state, and federal, do whatever the fucking Zionists want. So even Trump claimed he was a anti-war guy. He's ready to bomb anything that Israel sneezes at. Yes, these people need to be destroyed off the earth. They need to be destroyed off the earth because all they're doing is destroying the earth and all its people. So of course, the California infrastructure government, all that, will do what these two little Zionists, little short known Zionists want. And you could understand how then that plays into California's push and support to support Israel in its attack on Iran when they finally do it. And it gets you ready as the American public to be more sympathetic to an attack on Iran, because they know you've had it with Gaza. But now that's what I was saying in our previous sitting with the fake terror attack in New Orleans, that was meant to now remind you, wait a minute, you're supposed to be hating the Muslims and the Arabs and the brown people. Quick, go back and hate them while we do our evil. Quick. You see? Because I don't know why they even seek to get public popularity on aggressions anymore, because they don't even go to Congress no more. They just kind of like, we're going and doing whatever the fuck we're going to do, and they just do it. So I don't know why they still act like they still want to try and get the public on board with aggressions. Do they still hold some moniker of fear that the public will attack them, which is without merit, because sadly the American public doesn't attack this government. It's one of the things I love about other governments across populations across the earth. They storm their government's shit. They storm their shit. The people who govern them fear the people. Like, we gonna come for you physically. We coming for you, bitch, you. I love that. And we don't have that. We need that. We need that. We need that. And indeed, we're supposed to have that. That's what the whole Second Amendment is about. That's what the Second Amendment really is about. That's the spirit of it. The spirit of the Second Amendment. It's important to use that language because even in law, you'll always hear lawyers arguing about the spirit of the law or its intention, or both. You can have a law or a rule, or something constitutional, and it's usually either a lawyer or a magistrate or somebody like that that's arguing some legal argument that is, and you as a citizen, you should understand what is the spirit and the intention of this thing they call the Constitution that we're supposed to all think is so holy and sacred. You understand? So that's the intent, the spirit, and the idea of the Second Amendment is that anytime your government starts doing shit that you know that that's not what the hell you wanted, then you're supposed to go and take them out or correct that in some sort of way and get what the hell you are, what it is that you wanted. But the problem in America is they always give you, it's 50%. It's never like 90-30 or some shit. It's always, or 90-10. I don't know math. I'm a lawyer. I don't do math. All right. To send your kids to law school, there is no math, everybody. There is no math in law. There is no math. So there's no math. Anyway, it's never that. It's always you're like, nothing's a majority. Nothing is. And they've been giving you that shit forever. Even Malcolm was saying this, everybody. So it's before I was even born. And this shit is still true. Malcolm said it's always 50-50. Every time they take a poll, it's always 50-50. Wallahi, Malcolm said these words. Malcolm Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz said these words, and they still true. So they give you that, so you never think that you're in the majority. Like, that's why you have all these unfucking decided bitches when it comes down to election time. I was trying to show you the fat white bitch that wears glasses, and she's a stay-at-home mom, and she's undecided. You're not undecided, fat bitch. You just can't think for yourself. You see? You're not undecided. You're either undecided or uneducated. Pick one. You see? Because to be undecided is to be uneducated. That's with anything. You go to a restaurant, they go, "Are you ready to order?" I'm not ready yet. Because you haven't educated yourself about the menu and your level of desire. So you're undecided. I need a few more minutes to look at the menu. I just don't know yet. You see? Maybe you don't know maybe you kind of know what you want, but you're just not feeling the ambiance of the restaurant. It's not feeling it. Or maybe the heifer that seated you. You don't know if you're going to really want to deal with her the next hour or so you're going to be there. No. You know. So to be undecided is to be uneducated. That's just what it is. And uninformed. So that's why they always give you this 50-50, so you never feel like you're in a majority. Plus, the American public usually wait to see what everybody else is doing, and then they do that. It could just be 51%, and you see, it's pathetic, dude. It's pathetic. So they're trying to prep the American public for what will be a strike on Iran and a bigger deal in the Middle East than we've ever seen. But then also Trump is marching around the earth telling everybody that if they haven't gotten this thing in Gaza fixed by the time he takes office next week or whatever the fuck it is, what was his language? All hell is going to break loose or something to that effect. Like he's talking tough talk. This is all concerted. The fucker in Las Vegas with the cyber truck, the ugliest thing that ever rolled on four wheels ever. The alleged attack, terror attack in New Orleans. That's why they so wanted to give it some this high level title of terror attack when it was just somebody drove a car into a bunch of people. And do we even know that many people were hit? Because the video I showed you was a pretty good swath of it. Okay, maybe they said he was shooting too, so you didn't have to just hit by the car. It could have been by gunfire. Whatever. The fact is that it wasn't a terror attack. Was it heinous if it really happened and all that stuff? Yes. But we don't know because I also have a picture I'm going to show you that I could show you there was no engine in the truck. So I thought all motor vehicles needed engines, everybody. Wait now, I'm being told. Wait. Being told it could be electric. Being told. What did I put it under? It won't be difficult to find because I know where I store everything of this nature. But I'm just trying to say that's why they got on our sister, who was some higher ranking FBI official down there when she was the first one in the first moments of this event. She came out and said, that the FBI would be taking jurisdiction, but this was not a terror event, and they jumped all over her. And then the fact that you saw other white devils coming out and like chastising them, aren't you going to get rid of that nigger bitch because she didn't call it a terrorist attack? That was also very telling, as I cited in our previous sitting. So now you have the fires, and then we had the drones, and then I'm going to show you another video. But first, I want to show you this since I just cited that right now. What did I title it? What would I have titled it? I think I titled it Attack. Did I? Literally, there's no engine in the truck, y'all. I was done. There's an overhead picture looking down at the truck after it's wrecked. I'm just quickly scanning because I don't want to get held up by anything. So as I'm telling it to you, if I find it, I'm gonna show it to you. If not, I got other fire stuff I want to show you to continue to prosecute my case on that. There's several things I need you to see that are very suspicious and nefarious. That we're having the same thing here in California that we saw in Maui. We're seeing fires where, in fact, there's one video I'll show you where there's no fire anywhere for at least a few miles, and just somebody's palm tree is on fire at the top. And everybody's going, how would that even be on fire? How would that be on fire? And I have suggested to you in previous sittings over the years with regard to even when I've spoken about 9/11, when I've shown you that it's not a building collapsing, that it's a building being becoming dust in front of you, and I've said to you on numerous occasions that, but it's not just there were conventional explosives used to destroy those buildings, but there was also something new, because we saw the molten aluminum and steel running out of one of the corners of the buildings before they became dust. That's from high-grade thermite that can slice steel like quicker than a hot knife through butter. It's nothing. So, but then as I showed you in some of the footage, then the way that because remember you had these 47 box columns, 47 of them, a box column of steel, 47 box columns of steel that were the coup de grace of the buildings. They gave it its spine. It's why it was supposed to last another million years, because it could stand the highest hurricanes and anything, tornadoes, all of it, a nuclear blast. It had it all. But none of that is standing. And every picture they've given you is to make you think that there was no under infrastructure, that it was just steel around the side of the outside. And that's absolutely not true. Anybody can go and Google or go on YouTube and watch the building of the damn Twin Towers. And you go, oh, wait, where is all that shit at? No way that got destroyed in 9 seconds. So that's why I would say it was something new that could pulverize steel into nothing. All right. I must have given it another title. Damn it. We'll come back to that. What else? I'm almost to the end. unless it's not even on my computer. Maybe it's on my device and I still need to send it to my computer. Because sometimes you don't remember where you saw something at. So my bad. Anyway, there's no engine in the damn car, everybody. Now, and that's supposed to be an F-150 pickup truck with no engine in it. Not possible. But I insinuated in our last sitting when I was talking about it, I was like, well, what if this wasn't even what if it wasn't, because we never saw the dude. And that whole video and I cited the 5 videos that they claim he did that no one has seen, proclaiming his love for ISIS and all that. Well, where's the video? So see, now we're back to their fake October 7th, where they make all these dramatic claims, but we haven't seen the video. And we just take your white ass hook nose word, and that will never be good enough. I'm so sorry. I'll take an expired credit card over before I take your shit. You see? So that's the same as this is that. You showed us nothing there, made extravagant claims, and have now killed 50,000 people. That's what you want out of this. We ain't seen the dude. And we don't know that anybody was in that truck. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. And anything pronounced by white people is immediately not believable until we've proven it for ourselves, because it would be beyond ignorant to not make that a habit and way of doing things, because you're dealing with people who are the definition of deception and lies. Do you understand? I always tell you, if they have a pulse, they are lying. If there's even a pulse. Not to mention, I saw another report, everybody, with regard to that New Orleans thing. And, you know, Islamically, there were things that were not correct. And then I later saw a sister, a Black American sister, who happens to be a Muslim, Allahu Akbar, and she was right on point. She got to the ball before I could. But damn it, she got there. And one of the things that she was pointing out that I also know, she was showing how the Zionist whore that did the walkthrough at the place. All right, I quit. We're going to go back to the fire. But I will get you that picture, everybody, because I have it. I specifically saved it so I could show it to you, of this truck with no engine in it. I thought that would be noteworthy. But there's a shoe. And of course, we don't know if the investigators put it there or not, you know, if they move things around or not. But there's no Muslim, unless they just became Muslim yesterday, then we could allow it. But there's no Muslim. We don't do shoes in the house at all, period. You're going to find our shoes at the front door, either outside the front door or inside the front door on some rack or something, or in one place where you find them in our closets, in our bedrooms. It's the only place you're going to find shoes in Muslim homes. That's it. Every once and again, like some Pakistanis, I went to their house one year. Sometimes they'll have like some sliders you could put on that are totally dedicated to just the house. They've never walked outside at all, you know. So there was this shoe laying that would be like, well, but remember, he's supposed to be an ISIS. He's so attracted by ISIS, that means he's suddenly an Islamic expert in all of it. Well, that was improper. The Quran is open in his house. We don't leave the Quran open. We don't do that. Do you understand? And there was just several things that were just completely off. Like, if you're not Muslim, you wouldn't know. But it's like I told you about 9/11, when they claimed that they're flying in the planes in the building, they were screaming Allah Akbar. First of all, it's not Allah Akbar, it's Allahu Akbar. That's first. Secondly, no Muslim is going to be committing suicide because you know you're going directly to hell, because that's one of the things that Allah does not forgive is you taking life, innocent life. Innocent, not this white devil. Innocent life. And suicide. Not allowed to do that, or you're going directly to hell. There is no forgiveness. It doesn't matter. You're 100% going to hell. You are. And any Muslim who has the privilege of knowing of their demise ahead of time is not going to be proclaiming Allahu Akbar, which is the takbir. A Muslim knowing they're about to die would be making shahada. You would be saying Inna lillah wa inna alayhi raji'un, and you would be saying Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu an Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. You would not be saying Allah Akbar. So I told you guys that as it related to 9/11, because they want to give you this Islamic component, but they haven't done their work. Just like they were trying to show you Bin Laden, one of the last tapes that came out that it was supposed to be Bin Laden, and they were so celebrating that they weren't aware that the buildings would come down in such a dramatic fashion, but they were glad that it did all. And this was their coup de grace tape. But the guy in the video was wearing a gold ring, which is against Islamic law. They need to do their work. Muslim men do not wear gold. So sorry. You understand? And now science backs that up, by the way. Science backs that up of why you shouldn't wear gold. It is toxic to you. And I'll go back to the top. Don't let them change on these fires in California. This don't have a goddamn to do with climate change at all. Let's be very clear. Okay, since I did this one, I'll start with this one. I'll just switch over so I can just show you what I pulled for you. And then I'll have to keep going back and forth, back and forth, as my grandma would say. Back and forth. Remember I told you there was this tree that was just random. Like, how is that on fire by itself? Well, this is how. Just a palm tree, nothing else on fire.
How the fuck does that even happen?
Not understanding.
Bro. How the fuck does that even happen? Bro.
And you see they had the garden hose out there trying to put down the fire. Then they had sissy ass what's his face? Oh, here's the other clip I was telling you about. This was from one of the local moving their stuff out. In fact, the lady actually got some local kids to help to move some stuff or to take some stuff out. And so, but the white people are taking this clip and they're putting the clips, but we don't see the full news report. And you're supposed to believe these are people looting a house now. Again, white people causing confusion. That's all they do. They're not worth a damn for shit else. That's it. Start shit and confusion with everything. Go on. With cameras rolling and showing their faces. Ooh, nothing says looting like that. I can't. This guy was saying,
supposed to work if they
wait now.
Work if they ain't got no water in the fire hydrants. Shit ain't making sense, man. And let me tell you, the city looked bad. It looked bad out here. Real talk. President Biden come down here. He came down here to see his grandson. Okay, his grandson was born today at Cedar
Nobody
Sinai.
cares.
He held a press conference and said nothing. He didn't say a motherfucking thing. All right, and Gavin Newsom was sitting right behind him, and he didn't say a motherfucking thing either. Oh, and just so you know, they sent out another $500 million to Ukraine today.
That's the other thing I want to mention. Well, I'll let him finish a couple more seconds.
Hey, are they going to help the people? They probably not. Man, so many houses got burned down out here, man. It looks ugly, and it just looks bad, man. So many people done lost their homes. The dogs done burned up. I've seen horses on fire. It looks ugly. Ain't no fucking water in these fire hydrants.
That's the end of that
How
one.
the fuck is the firefighter supposed to work?
I want to say this before I go on, everybody. The Ukraine thing, the Zelensky guy, turns out he's a fucking Jew, a Zionist. That's why when the whole Ukraine shit, when they started it, it was like, oh, we have to go and save the Ukrainians. And turns out a lot of these disgusting demonic Zionists from Israel do a lot of traveling to Ukraine. So that's another, we'll see that as another Zionist hub. So you have America, the illegal land high shit stay in the desert, and Ukraine. Zelensky is a fucking Jew. That's why they're sending all the hundreds of millions and billions and shit to Ukraine. You gotta go and watch the video, Freedom or Slavery. I'm gonna end up just having to just play it my damn self on the damn channel. It's the most important thing you could see because Hitler is saying this is what they were trying to do in Eastern Europe. Trying to take over all the infrastructure, the banks, the entertainment, the government, all the shit, all the corporations, everything they've done here. They were trying to do that there. They did it here. They've done it. They've done it. That's why I keep telling you, this is Israel, everybody. This is it. This is it. And so these fires are directly tied to this whole thing. It's part of the overall propaganda to set the stage for them to be okay with when Trump comes in, and it'd probably be maybe inauguration day. I'm going to predict Israel's going to do some kind of shit to Iran. There, I'm on record. I said it. I said it. I said it. So that when it happens, I'll come back and say, I told you so. But look at the wasteland in California. Some portions of it. Look at this. And that's why I also wish I was in the area, because I would love to be able to send my drones over this, because we don't have to wait for the news footage and tell us you can't get in because they got barriers and troops. Say you can just fly away, bitch ass. They don't even know you there. You understand? You're 500 feet up, whatever, traveling 35, 40 miles an hour. They don't even know you there. And this is how this person, I'm sure, got this footage. This is drone footage. But notice the trees are not, the trees are there, but the structures are not. So we're back to Maui again. Look at this. Rubble with trees. You can't have that. Because where I'm from, trees and wood burn before concrete and all that does. Look at how This is something new. Something new. Something new. Something new. Something new. That's the only term I know. You know, it's new to us. Directed energy, you know. Yeah, man. Then they're also trying to give you these arsonists body. That's the other company they're trying to give a confusing stories, narratives. They say, well, there's all these crazy stories out there. And so this is another one that they're, and I'm getting lag. I think I'm getting lag. This is one of the other components they're trying to give you, is that there's just all these arsonists out there. You see, so that they give you a lot of directions to focus on, except for the little gnome as Zionist fucking demons. You see? Oh, it's Karen Bass. Oh, it's Governor Newsom. It's the arsonist. Oh, it's the black people. It's whatever. No, it's their white ass. Let's always be clear. Let's always be clear. Let's always be clear. So let me show you now some of these supposed arsonists. Now, could there be some people out there setting fires? But, you know, I don't care, because long before any of this, and for decades going back, I have always had my own suspicion that firefighters were setting fires, you know, because they get a lot of overtime, man. Like, firefighters make a lot of money, and then at overtime, you can just plan it's going to be a fire season. Nah. And then there was even one firefighter that I saw a video of, him and his wife. He admitted he used to go out and do this. He ended up getting busted and this whole thing. And he was up there on camera, like 60 Minutes or something, talking about it. So I'm not being ridiculous. This is a real thing. You know, people just starting fires on purpose. So I'm not really concerned about these arsonists, because even if arsonists are out there, what I just showed you, even from that last drone footage, those arsonists are not setting fires that don't burn the grass and don't burn the trees, but only burn the structure. And then it's not even really burnt. It's not really burnt. In fact, oh, I've got so much I want to show you. All right, let's just stay switched over for just a minute. But let's start with these damn supposed arsonist. Here they've got somebody jammed up that's supposed to be an arsonist. Do I know that's an arsonist? I don't. Alex Jones talking about, yeah, and these guys are all walking around starting fires in California. These leftist globalists, and they're all black like Antifa. I mean, these dumb fucking terms white people come up with, they just it makes me sick to see them. Do you understand? Like I can't. I can't. The sight of them just makes me ill. And their little cheap language, but these dumb ass white people that I described in my opening, they eat that up like a dog to kibbles and bits. You know. Nobody else wears black, just Antifa, everybody, whatever Antifa is. They've got a buzzword every week for these dumbass, mentally depraved ass white people who don't know a fucking thing, who can't read or write. And most of them are on crystal meth or something. They've got a term a week for them, just so they can be someplace and sound smart. You go to dailyshow.com and you watch The Daily Show. Jordan Klepper used to go out and just interview at Trump rallies. These MAGA people, they're exactly what I'm telling you they are. everything that's come out of Fox News or Trump's mouth, that's what they say. And they got this little grin on the face like they know something for the first time in their life. It's so pathetic and sad at the same time as it's disgusting. Oh my God, I can't. So let's just see the little arsonist propaganda so you'll understand what's out there. I don't know how smooth this is going to play. Like I say, you guys, we just got to this.
Dillard's fire because that was started at parking. It's going over here and light up this area.
Oh my gosh. No, there's a fire in General City.
I know, I can understand there, but all the way over.
Okay,
Exactly.
it's where
That
you
doesn't
lagging
make any
really
sense.
bad
Okay.
on the video now.
Thanks for letting me know, guys.
If they switched over, then I just want to go one by one then. Because if it's lagging as bad as I think it is, yeah, I don't know what's man. Then my updater won't work. I can't update my entire computer. I've done every troubleshoot known to humanity, and it's, I don't know, but I have had this computer for many years, so I should not be bitching, really. Again, thing new where the metal was liquefied and was running down the street and dried. Do you understand? So this, don't give me arsonist, don't give me climate change, kiss my entire ass, every stitch of it. Look. And then if you notice, even as the camera's coming up, the car is burnt out, but the wall next to it is not even charred. It's not even charred. It's just the car. Just the car. Look. That's where it was melting but dried. And you see the imprint is in the the imprint of it is there. So that's better evidence.
No, this was part of the car. Turned into liquid.
And look, the bush is next to it.
Then it just hardened once it cooled.
Look at that. And then what's up here, it doesn't even look burned. It just looks like it's been bombed more than anything. And then the trees are green and thriving. Just no problem. Just green trees thriving and giving. It's all fine. It's all fine. You can't have that. You can't have that. Wait now. That's something else. Oh, here you go. Another Zionist ass licker, and high heel wearer. What's his real name? Anderson Cooper. Remember, even when he was reporting on Katrina, everybody, when he was standing down there in the water up to here, he was in Prada. So he was really slumming it with the victims of Katrina. And we just all need to be thankful to Anderson for showing such empathy at a time of sadness and death. But here she is. Here's Amanda. I'm sorry, Anderson.
But there's just the lack of water is a problem. In the Palisades, the water issue is according to authorities is a gravity issue. In order to get the water through the hydrants up in the mountains, they have these giant water tanks that use gravity, and those water tanks ran dry. Part of the problem is a lot of people are using hoses, trying to understandably hose down their lawns, hoping that fire. A lot of firefighters will say that's not going to stop.
Just a second. He said it's a gravity issue, everybody. I showed you, if you follow me on Jedi Africa, I showed you at my brother Samba's house. I showed you other houses in the neighborhood that they all have those big containers because what it's was known as a borehole. So they dig their well, a pump, thank you, sends the water up to that. Yes, gravity will bring it into the house. You have regular water pressure and all that stuff. He's trying to make it seem like gravity is needed to get the water up into whatever tank they're talking about. You see? Shut the fuck up, Anderson, and die off. Let's go on. It's just a few more seconds.
Ran dry. Part of the problem is a lot of people are using hoses, trying to understandably.
Oh, they're trying to blame the people using hoses. It's their fault for going out to try and save their own structures. That's why there's no water. Give me a break. That's just like saying, before they started this water conservation nonsense, that's just like saying, well, because everybody's watering their lawn in California, there's no water. Well, we had water then, we have water now. You understand? But the Zionists are holding back the damn water, everybody. The Zionists, the little fuckers, the Resnicks that I showed you, they're holding back the water because they want war with Iran. And remember, California is the largest economy in America. So I'm sure BB has been calling, and it's all evil, dude. I pray Allah removes these people, exterminates them from the earth, from existence. Because otherwise, humanity can't get about the business of even serving God, recognizing God, appreciating God, or serving God. You just can't. You damn near can't. Not in this nation. Or anywhere else, quite frankly.
Hose down their lawns, hoping that will stop the fire. A lot of firefighters will say that's not going to stop a fire like this from burning down your house. You may keep your lawn, but it's not going to keep your house. But there's this huge water usage all of a sudden, and those tanks on the top, there may be water in the system down below, but if the tanks on the top run dry, there's not enough pressure for gravity to bring the water up into the hydrants. That's in the Palisades. I don't know the water system here in Altadena. But there's just the lack of water is a problem. In the Palisades.
Oh, start over. Shut up, Anderson. Shut up. Just shut up. And when they use somebody like Anderson Cooper, was this worth me? Why did I say it for you guys? Oh. Well, this will be interesting because I'm making all these charges about these damn people that are true. I'm only here to proclaim what is true. And so this is not out of line for you to just hear this.
In Israel, they've outlawed DNA testing. Why is that? Because it would prove that the Palestinians are of the land and that those who came there to create the so-called Jewish state do not. So we've got what Jesus referred to, those who say they are Jews, but they are not. That's a quote from Jesus. They are the, quote, synagogue of Satan. Is that anti-Semitic? Well, let's look at the gate of the Jew God and the West Bank. It's impossible to say this without getting an R rating, but we are talking about red hot metal rods being inserted in the rectums of the prisoners, which are Palestinians, and I know this from when I lived there. Every single Palestinian I talked to who had been incarcerated had been tortured. They're not exaggerating. This is just normal. And now that we see these red hot metal rods being inserted in the most ungodly places, literally killing people this way and paralyzing them, and then raping all of the children and the women and the men, I think Jesus was right. And if Jesus were here today, he would be in prison with me for anti-Semitism. Literally. That's how much power this 0.02% of the human population has. And yet they fill the executive branch of Joe Biden, the Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist. You know, it is the most disgusting state of affairs. And that doesn't even get into Joseph Biden touching kids inappropriately. We can sit there and watch it. I mean, my God, what has happened to my birth nation? It has been completely and totally subverted by an enemy inside the gate.
And by the way, it really is a real thing in Israel. You can't do like all that DNA testing and 21andMe and all the other crap. Not allowed. Because they're exactly what we say they are. They are imposters. They're not even holy. That's the thing. It's one thing I take your car and I still drive it. It's one thing I take your car and I don't even use it. Like it's in the dump someplace. You understand? This is what I was telling you about these explosions and then what makes this video compelling as it goes to being authentic and true is because you would expect to hear car alarms going off. And that made it have the ring of truth for me even more. See this now. This was in Los Angeles, somewhere in the greater Los Angeles area. Because like these fires are very widespread. I haven't really gotten a geographical hold on to give you a mapping. Inshallah, maybe the next time that we sit, I'll have that prepared for you so I can give you more of a tangible understanding of where the fires are and how widespread they are. Because even that drone footage I just showed you a minute ago, you saw that looked like it just went on forever. You know, my initial understanding was this was just in the Pacific Palisades area, and but it's so much bigger. And Malibu, Janet and I have a house there. You guys know that's the house we had our reception in. A lot of you guys were there when we celebrated our anniversary last year. It was. So you guys know that, and you guys had free tickets to Rhythm Nation. So I don't want to get into that. I don't want to make it about me and Jan. I don't want to do that here. It's just not what we're focused on. But see this video. Very compelling. And the person taking it is having the proper reaction. Be very careful what you watch. You know this anyway, everybody, but I'm just ringing the bell. Be careful what you watch on social media anyway. I see people see stuff, and my audience who's been with me, a lot of you guys have been with me since to shut down channels. I always tell you, vet the information. I even tell you to sweep behind me. I want you to know what you think you know. You understand? And be able to represent that. And not just be regurgitating noise. Now, this says mysterious explosions in the clouds spotted over South Central Los Angeles was an experiment or a phenomena. Okay, another reason why this also rings to me. You saw they used spotted over South Central Los Angeles. That's what it was always called. When you watch Boys in the Hood, that was shot in South Central Los Angeles. I moved to Maryland for a decade and a half or whatever, how long I was there. I come back and suddenly it's South Los Angeles. Because that's prime real estate. A lot of people don't know that. The proximity of South Central Los Angeles to the beach and the main areas is la pièce de résistance. A lot of people don't know that. So the fact they use South Central Los Angeles means this is not some white Zionist fuck or even a white devil that did this. South Central Los Angeles, that's somebody that's a veteran who understands the history of the area and lives there. Period. So here we go. car alarm. Car alarm's going off. You see? We'll just hear it again. We'll see it again. And then also the delay and the concussion of the sound. That's an authentic video.
What the fuck?
And notice it's just it's otherwise a nice day, as it usually is in California. But we see just this cloud system, and then that's where this happens, and then it happens in the cloud, or somewhere between him and the cloud, or in the cloud, but we still see the cloud moving.
What the fuck?
You see? That's an authentic video. It just got them it is. South Central Los Angeles. No, not that. Not her. This one is just for here was the, and it's actually safe for you also, but we don't need it. I just want you to know this as part of the atmospherics of what's going on. You guys remember the actor James Woods, who is a very good actor. I'm go on record to say I've really enjoyed just about anything he's been in. He's a good actor, but nonetheless, he's a white devil and potentially a Zionist. But certainly he's a wealthy guy because we all know him. And so he's had a very successful career. And but he is famous for when they started the genocide in Gaza. He tweeted out, "No mercy, no compassion, kill them all," and something else. So a lot of people knew about that, and so there was no mercy being shown when here he was whining on camera that his house had burned down. I think I did a cartwheel. Wait, I'm being told. I did do a cartwheel with a double twist, a layout, and I stuck the landing. I'm being told. Here he is.
Crying or not. Strength is what you are doing now and helping your neighbors and shining a light on the great amazing work of all those firefighters and emergency crews out there. You have so much strength, and we appreciate you coming on to reflect what so many others just like you are experiencing in that raw emotion right now.
It's all so sad.
We wish you the best, you and your wife, as you rebuild your lives. So many people are doing that right now and trying to process and crying or not. Strength is what you are doing now and helping your neighbors and shining a light on the great, amazing work of all those firefighters and emergency crews out there. You have so much strength, and we appreciate you coming on to reflect what so many others just like you are experiencing in that raw emotion right now. We wish you the best, you and your wife, as you rebuild your lives. So many people are doing that right now and trying to process.
Yeah, no sympathy. We don't care, because I'm someone who I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. I don't give a damn. I freely, openly say to you that I dance on the lives and the graves of anyone who does evil or supports evil or anything like that. I am absolutely elated when shit happens to that person. I just hate when I can't be on the front line to sit there and eat popcorn and say, I told you so, and to rib you. And I've been that way my whole life. All my siblings, when we were growing up, if you didn't give me a piece of something, I didn't give you a piece of something or something like that, and then that's what you get. That's what you get. We couldn't wait to gloat in your face about it. And that's just a righteous human emotion, like you did wrong, and so we don't care. As it goes to the overall theme, everybody, of freezing, of blaming the Zionists. Remember that they want Netanyahu's head on a lance now. So here you have, and I've already cited even again in this city, how all of your lawmakers, they all licked the asshole of the Zionists. All of them. And I've told you for years, you can't run for anything in this country, not even city council, unless you lick the ass of Israel. And here you have it now. This country, remember, Israel is supposed to be a foreign nation. Supposed to be. Exactly not a foreign nation. Look at this now. I need to set up the keys on this so that I can just click one thing and be there like we used to do on the other software. But there's other software that I spent many hours slaving over
ICC
the last couple of days. That's what I'm trying to get for you for that. So we don't have to deal with this. I can just click, bring you in, click, bring me, click, bring you, done. But now, here are your lawmakers. What does it say? The court, they want to sanction the ICC, International Criminal Court. They want to sanction them now, looking out for their evil genocide buddy and leader, the little fuck from Israel.
Also this week, the House will vote to impose sanctions on ICC officials and put the ICC prosecutor Karim Khan back in his place. He does not have jurisdiction over.
Put him back in his place. He does not have jurisdiction. What that translates to, everybody, because I tell you guys, I have a doctorate in white devil. So what that just translates to is this little, because I don't, Karim Khan, I think is, I don't know what country he's from. But this sand nigger will not tell us whites what to do. That's what that translates to. I'll just let you hear it again. Now that you have the translation, go ahead and hear it.
Also this week, the House will vote to impose sanctions on ICC officials and put the ICC prosecutor Karim Khan back in his place. He does not have jurisdiction over Israel or the United States, and it is outrageous that they're issuing arrest warrants for Prime Minister Netanyahu and Israel's Defense Minister Gallant.
How dare they issue an arrest warrant? We're above the law. Don't they know that? And listen, wallahi, I mean this on every cell in my being, down to my DNA. I need every African person under the sound of my voice. If it's not you, I still need you to spread the word to anybody that's not you and tell them to take it forward. I want every sister and brother out there who ever had a felony. I need you to start going out next week and start applying for every damn job. And don't put that you have a felony on there. Don't. And dare them to not give you the job, because it's time we start a class action lawsuit in this bitch. You understand? It's going to be a law for everybody, or it's not going to be a law for nobody. You're not going to have 39 felonies, convicted felonies, because there was more. He's convicted on 39 of them, 34 or 39. You're not going to have 34 convicted felonies and you could be fucking president, and Keisha can't get a job at Walmart. We're not living like that. We're not. You see, our problem is we never do tit for tat with white people and test them. Oh, you say you could do that? I'm going to do it too. Now what? Now what? What? Because again, going back to my childhood, that's something with my siblings. We used to do that. You do something and you claim I can't do it, I come do it. Now what? Now how you feel? Now I'm doing it. Now I'm doing it. To show you your hypocrisy. We do it. I'm from that school, and that works. So that's what we need to do. Every African person, stop putting that you have, if you had a felony, stop putting that shit on an application. Let them find it and try and confront you about it. And you say, if you fire me, I'll sue this entire place. Because the president of the fucking United States right now sits with 39 felonies as I stand. I dare you to fire me. I dare you, or deny me the job. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. See, we never have a consequence or else for white people. I've told you this. We never offer up an or else. It's protest, march, beg, and ask. You got to have an or else. You do this shit, we doing this. This what's gonna happen. You do that, we gonna do this. Do it and watch what happen. You know how we are. Watch what happen. Watch what happen. Watch what happen. Watch what happen. You understand? That's how we. That's what we do, man. That's the way. I'll shut up now. Let me let you hear the entire clip.
Also this week, the House will vote to impose sanctions on ICC officials and put the ICC prosecutor Karim Khan back in his place. He does not have jurisdiction over Israel or the United States, and it is outrageous that they're issuing arrest warrants for Prime Minister Netanyahu and Israel's Defense Minister Gallant. The ICC is actually equating Israel and Hamas, even as Hamas still holds Israelis and American hostages. It is
even Israel still holds Palestinian hostages.
Just absurd.
Just absurd.
The House will not tolerate rogue actors who circumvent international.
The House will not tolerate rogue actors. Wait for the high arcing white hypocrisy, everybody. Here it is. Cue it and go.
Just absurd. The House will not tolerate rogue actors who circumvent international law to attack Israel.
That circumvent international law to attack Israel. Even though Israel circumvented every fucking law on earth to murder off Palestinians in Gaza. The forked tongue of this white devil. Stop the video when I lie. Stop the video when I lie and never watch me again.
Absurd. The House will not tolerate rogue actors who circumvent international law to attack Israel and threaten America. We won't do it. And this bill passed the House on a bipartisan basis last Congress, and after we vote on it again, with Leader Thune now in leadership in the vote. Also this week.
Wow. That's why I always say they're the definition of hypocrisy. That's not a hyperbolic statement. I'm just telling the goddamn truth. It's just the damn truth. I don't need to proclaim anything else. I don't have to make anything up or anything. You just say what it is. Andrea, I see you. Big shout out to you, Queen. Vamos, gato. You're not showing up over here. And this one's not even moving. Wait, there it goes. It shows up vamos, gato. Or vamos, goto. Or gato. And on here is just amos. Oh yeah, Kiara. With the woke, I seen you. I just seen that just as I was. They're also mad they can't use it. It's antithetical to their entire existence. And like Nas said, fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. This was just a moment, just so you have atmospheric, so you can feel more close to what's going on. This was just a short clip. Some guy, it looked like he was found either a cat or a bunny rabbit. It looked like a bunny rabbit to me. You could barely see it, but it was very. It's just a 31-second clip. I'll just go back. Yeah, it's a bunny rabbit. Like it's a bunny rabbit. So he was able to get it. You know. They really want this war with Iran, everybody. And for the last, since you and I have been alive, this country has been fighting whatever battle Israel says they have to fight. And that's just going to be insane. You know, thankfully, I'm going back to Africa. And I just say to my people, I hope that you can internalize that you need to get out of here, man. White people, the masks have been off since Bush became president. And then it stepped up, and any ones that weren't off certainly came off when Obama became president. White people are everything that I've ever said they are, and as is their society. This is a sinking ship, everybody. You stay on this ship and you are going down. You are going down. You are going down. See this clip released. This is from the Bill Maher show. I don't know who the guy is that's speaking, and I will tell you, I'll talk shit about white people till my last breath. But when they tell the truth, I will acknowledge that truth. So I don't know what white person this guy is. I don't know if he's a Jew or just regular white guy, but what he's saying is the truth, and that's the only thing that matters. But he's saying it to a stinking hook-nosed Zionist. And Bill Maher is the worst kind because he's an atheist, as are any of those people. They don't believe in God. And as your Christian scripture calls them, they are the synagogue of Satan in Revelations 2:9. But this guy is telling the truth, and then hear how the Zionist bastard Bill Maher is pushing back against him.
Lots of religions, not just Islam, produced violence. It was our government that kept Mubarak in power, just like we've done across the entire Muslim.
And then, but we want to, hopefully it's not jumping too much, because if you can, I want you to notice Joy Reid's position. She's that slave looking like she's ready to protect Massa. She can't have an independent thought. She's sitting next to a guy who's telling the truth. She's supposed to be a journalist. We use that in quotations. And she just can't just fucking acknowledge what he's saying. Her whole posture pissed me off as well. But her aside, hear what he's saying, and then hear the reaction of the fuck.
Lots of religions, not just Islam, produced violence. It was our government that kept Mubarak in power, just like we've done across the entire Muslim world. And it's amazing for you to say that, well, look at all these Muslims. The minute you give them a little bit of freedom, they go wild and they start being all violent. How can you be a citizen of the United States, the country that has generated more violence and militarism in the world over the last 5 or 6 decades, and say, look at those people over there, they are incredibly violent? We play a significant role in what has been happening in the Middle East because we've been interfering and dominating that region in order to have access to the oil.
I wasn't talking about violence. I was talking about theocracy. That doesn't happen here.
That doesn't happen, but at the same time, invading and occupying for a decade are fundamentalist Muslim countries the way the United States is. These things, because we are continuously interfering in that part of the world. And so to say,
really, it's all our fault?
It's not all our fault, but when you send your military for 6 straight decades into other countries to bomb them, kill their children and women and innocent men, prop up dictators, you take responsibility for your actions and say, to the extent that that region,
that religion goes back 1,000 years before our revolution. So I don't think we can take all the blame.
I don't think we should. I think we should tell of it. And there's lots of bodies and corpses.
And this guy has an answer for everything he says. Bill Maher is using every single dismissive trope, pablum puking trope that they use, and this guy is firing it off like Skittles. He's ready. He's ready. Go back just a little bit for context and go to the end of the clip.
Decades into other countries to bomb them, kill their children and women and innocent men,
we weren't
prop
doing
up
that anyway.
dictators. Yeah, you take responsibility for your actions and say, to the extent that that region,
that religion goes back 1,000 years before our revolution. So I don't think we can take all the blame.
I don't think we should. I think we should take a lot of it. And there's lots of
Really?
bodies and corpses that have been piled up in the name of Christianity and Judaism as well.
Not recently.
Have you
That's
heard of the
false.
occupation of the West Bank and Gaza for the last 50 years, motivated in part by extremist views of Judaism, or the wars in Europe, or the fact that there were generals in the United States saying we have to go and invade and destroy Iraq, a country of 26 million people, because our God is bigger? Lots of religions, not just Islam, produce violence.
Well, if I could just make one quick point about Egypt.
That silly
Shut
liberal
up, bitch.
view that all religions are alike because it makes you feel good.
No, it
But
makes you
it's
feel
not
good to
true.
say our side is better. Those
No, it
people
makes
over there
you
are
feel good
primitive
to
and
put a
filthy.
crown on your head and say, I'm a good person.
You get to ignore the responsibility that your own government has for the violence and instability in
See
the world
there?
by saying, look, it's that primitive religion over there that's to blame.
He
Lots of
crushed
religion.
the fuck out of Bill Maher. Everything he said, that just all that normal dismissive stuff that usually works, did not work. He was ready. He was ready. That dude was ready. He was ready, goddamn it, ready. Ah, that was so delicious. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, and that you understood, you know, just so you can get a feel of what stuff is looking like, and you could understand that it doesn't just look like a regular fire. Several years ago, we were on fire yet again in California. I was here, and in fact, I was flying to Maryland that year. Joseph and I, Joseph had come to visit. I said, I'm flying back with you when you come now. And he was out here for a few weeks, and then we were supposed to fly out of Ontario Airport, which is probably 35-40 minutes from me, as opposed to 2 hours to LAX. But the wind was so bad at Ontario that they bussed us to LAX. The wind was just unbelievable. They're like, the plane can't even land. We just bust everybody to LAX. And I don't like the word superstitious. I always tell you guys I'm clairvoyant. I have a sixth sense, and I feel energy. And now our layover in Houston or Atlanta or something was going to be different. They didn't really know, and all the flight things. And I just told Joseph, I can't fly today. I can't. No, I can't. It's not meant for me to get on an airplane. And I didn't. But driving home. But then now my car is parked at Ontario. So now I got to get all the way back to Ontario Airport. But that's also the day I met this Disney executive. I still have her card in my wallet. And she gave me her card. I was in full Galabia, my Quran, my kufi, my scarf, all that stuff. And we ended up being on the shuttle that was taking people to different places. I was on that shuttle for hours, y'all. It was the longest day of my life, and California was on fire. She gave me her card. She was like, anytime you want to go to any of the parks, I can get you into the gate. Like, it's not a problem. And when I got back to Ontario to get my car, I could barely make it back home because there was literally embers were coming down on the freeway and everything. It was hours, and I was about to run out of gas, and I was literally screaming and crying. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I was just so frustrated in a way I can't even share it with you. It was just unreal. But I'm just trying to say, I know what, that ain't the first fire I've been in. This was something different. It looks different. It felt different. It just was different. So here is some of somebody just riding through a section, and you could get a feel.
California. Bro, real life apocalypse in California. Everything. You guys, it's like a zombie land. Look at this. Look at this, bro.
Marcus, I see you. I love you, brother.
Everything's burning to the ground, you guys. People left their cars. They left everything behind. Newscaster around. Man.
Oh yeah.
If this is crazy, then what's crazy, you guys? The world coming to it. Oh my God, look at the tree core. What the fuck? Oh my God. Real life apocalypse. Wow. The food market burning down. What the elementary school?
I mean, it's so random. You understand? And we don't have to be fire experts in order to recognize that stuff is just off, you know? To your point, Marcus, yes, I know about the market in Ghana. And I heard somebody saying, I think it was one of the African brothers that I follow. I don't know who said this now. Was saying, you know, if now what happens is a lot of Black Americans are going there. So it's like they'll be in business and not the Ghanaians, you know, if they're going to do it. And I said two things. I said, no, it won't be them. It'll be the white devils, because we also know that a bunch of fucking white people and Indians and a bunch of other non-Black people just got citizenship in Ghana. There should be no non-African people being allowed to have citizenship in any African country. Damn it. Africa is for Africans. We need to keep it that way, especially us. I will tell you, let one of these people in, you just ruined it. You just ruined it. I don't care what you got going on. You just ruined it. But it'll be the white devils that will band together and own the shit. Do you understand? They'll act like they, you know, but they'll own it. Or I said what Black people could do is put up the collateral to help them have it back for themselves. That's what's righteous. Your house burns down. I'm going to move in and buy it? No. Either I stay the fuck away from you, or I come in and say, listen, I can help you rebuild your house. I've got a few dollars. I can help you rebuild. And just for you. I don't need to want anything. It's just for you. That's the righteous thing to do. It's so much murder, so little time. That's all I can tell you. Now, this, I don't know, goes to the arsonist of it all again, everybody. These two supposedly good do-gooder white devils that are riding around, supposedly saving all of humanity. Don't know what to think of that, so I'll let you make your own evaluation. Yeah, I don't know. You tell me. These two guys are in the car. They first see this person setting off, and then the person runs at them and I think throws something at them.
Goes in.
Yeah.
Fire patrol, guys. Let's go. Crazy people in LA.
This is our drinking water. Now we're gonna starve.
Good job. Guys, fire department, you weren't here, so we had to step in. Do what the Du Bois do best. Oh shit, there's multiple fires. What the fuck? Look, there's a guy starting the fires right there. All right, you could be crazy and come at you.
This is the only one that I found suspicious, because why would you set a fire underneath the freeway where there's nothing but concrete, so nothing to really burn, not understanding Go on.
Nice. All right.
What?
All right. Oh, what? Let's go. There's a crazy person up there.
Damn.
Hey, fuck you! Hey, you!
Well, now he lost his source of starting
Now he lost
fires.
his source of starting the fire. So, do you think he did into the car?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of lag, and I don't understand why. The other thing that I did also over some weeks now, y'all, is I went in and I deleted a lot of stuff off of my computer. I really cleaned it up, and like, you know, how many gigabytes you have left on your hard drive was like in the red, and I brought it down to in the blue to nearly half. Like, I mean, I did a fantastic job. So I don't understand. There was some program that I deleted off of here. I always look up stuff before I delete, you know, because there's a lot of stuff that comes on your phone and on your computer, shit that you just don't even need. It's like, why is it there? And there was a program that I got rid of, and I don't understand why. I don't know if that had an effect on anything, if I was having a problem before that, I just didn't know it. The other thing I want to share with you before I forget it is there's an app called Pi, everybody. www.pi.org or com. It's literally PIE. It's an app. It's a browser extender. You won't see another commercial on YouTube. I installed it. Whenever I installed it, it takes 2 seconds to install it. Just choose the regular thing. You don't got to pay for nothing. And wallahi, I never saw another ad from that moment on. Nothing at all. They do have an option you can select if you want to make money to see ads. I don't know what they pay and all that kind of stuff. I'm not interested. But you might be interested. But I wasn't. I just was like, I despise advertising on everything I got, to the point where if I've seen your product being advertised, I'm not buying it because you pissed me off, because you interrupted something that I was watching or whatever. Even when I used to have television. Like, that's why I never watched live television even for many years of my life. Even when I had television, I would record whatever I was watching so I could just go through commercials later. I can't sit and wait for a commercial. I don't have it. I can't. I cannot. That goes through me. I don't have it. So it's called Pi, everybody. You put it on your laptop. I didn't put it on my phones because I don't remember why I didn't. But also, I notice on my phone, if I'm watching YouTube, it's always the skippable ads anyway. They're a couple seconds. I don't mind. It's whatever. But I never saw another commercial on YouTube since that. Pi, P-I-E. So if you want to get that as a browser extender, it's just like if you have ad blocker or something like that. In fact, I got rid of ad blocker because I don't need it. Pi takes care of everything. So I wanted to share that with you. What was this? Why did I save this for you guys? Because oh yeah, the hair is worth just saying. And I don't know if she's advertising milk. I'm not really understanding what's happening here. Just not understanding. But whatever. I don't know what I clicked on. What am I doing? Percent. But again, what she has to say is the truth. And we accept the truth no matter what the source. We just, damn it, do. I live my life that way. I don't care who you are or what you do. It's my best friend. Why is Joseph calling at 11 o'clock? It's Friday night.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but there is no way that 8 different fires starting within a period of 48 hours in LA is due to climate change. You want to tell me that insurance companies can't policies in these areas over the past months, officials cutting firefight funding, emptying water reservoirs, and being more concerned about sending aid to another country
J9.
is just coincidence? Okay. Call me.
The Princess Leia hair had to also be seen, everybody. It was just, you had to see that because no life can be complete without it. This is off topic, but it's not. I saved this for you to see because I've been saying, you know, especially when my girl Cheryl shows up. She's not here tonight. Cheryl Bryant. I love you, Cheryl, if you see this on recording. I'm still going to be outside your house, though, so that's all I can tell you. You might have already seen helicopters circling. Just, I know what's going on. But I love what this sister had to say because, you know, I'm always going back and forth with Cheryl over this FDA nonsense or FBA. And I've always been consistent to say, fine, I'm happy to adopt that, but what's our origin story? What is it? What is it? And no one has an answer. And this sister agrees with me. But it's just the value of hearing her, I think you will definitely appreciate. I hope it won't be jumping around. Even if it does, the audio is what matters the most.
Grief.
Just a second. I hear what she has to say now.
A lot of this whole foundational Black American movement is just white supremacy wrapped in a Black power fist. It is. Your need to see America as the epicenter of society is wrapped in white supremacy. It's fueled by white supremacy. Even after everything that this country has done to us, you still perceive America as being the greatest place on the planet because of white supremacy. You see other places as being subpar because of white supremacy. You reject Africa because of white supremacy. There is so much deeply embedded grief and shame and fear that is connected to our ancestral home, that is connected to the way that we have been treated because of that ancestral home, that we have all but decided that we're just going to act like it didn't happen. Of course, we know that there were Black people all over this planet at the beginning of colonization. There were Black people everywhere. So yes, there were Black people who already were on this continent. But you can't seriously believe that every single one of us were from this country. You're completely ignoring history. You're choosing to ignore science. You're going to ignore DNA to try to prove some point. And I don't know what the point is, because this is my thing. Let's say that what you're saying is true. What would be the motive? What would be the motive of lying about saying that all of our DNA traces back to a Black woman from the continent? I just don't get it. You are so susceptible to euphoria. Whatever gives you a little high, you're going to buy it. You're going to eat it up. We lack the ability to hold uncomfortable emotions. So anything that we believe alleviates that for us, we buy it. It does not serve us to dissect the diaspora. And I get it. A lot of these people are anti-Black, so get rid of them. But to generalize everybody and say that, no, we're not doing that. It's just Black Americans only. How the fuck does that serve us? It's almost like y'all don't know what we up against. Think about a string cheese. Every time you see a loose end on a piece of string cheese, you pull at it. And then you do that again, and you do that again, and you do that again. What's going to happen in the end? What will be left? I feel like a lot of what we do is so counterintuitive and counterproductive.
Thank you, Queen. Besos. Muchos besos. Now, what is that? What have I done? What have I done? Hold up, y'all. I did something backstage that I don't understand. Stop sharing. Okay. Bring back the king. Let us understand the throne room that we are in. I love that, you guys, because that's been my argument. My initial response to this was, you've always heard me introduce the term to you. Everything doesn't have to be either or. I've said to my people, you need to start adopting both and. Both and. Two things can be true at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's just, it's either this way or that way. You know, two things can be true at the same time. And this is one of them. So that I presented the evidence that by the demons statistics, a conservative number is that for 75,000 years, we were the only people on earth, just us black folk, period. And we didn't just sit around doing nothing. You understand? We even see how resourceful our people still are on the continent. That never changed. We're the best of the best of the best of the best. And so it can be true that we know that we navigated the water waves, even the Moors that showed Columbus's bitch ass how to get here and all of that. I told you, go and read the book before Columbus came. The people with the gold tip spears. I brought you a long article on that years ago. The people with the gold tip spears. And I was presenting this before the FBA and all this other stuff start popping up, which I say is the work of Tariq Nasheed. I put him at the point, and then probably some others. I don't listen to him. I don't like him. I identify him as a plant. And ironically, I just heard him say, let me divert for a moment. I just heard him say in this latest dust up to Fat Joe, he was responding to somebody else, and he was saying, if somebody was playing a clip of him, and he was saying, I don't have an organization. I don't have an organization. And what did I do years and years and years ago on my 23,000 subscriber channel before I'd gotten to 23,000? I had a video where I called him and every big YouTuber that was out there. When I came to YouTube and I started seeing these big YouTubers that were black, they had no organization. And that whole video was about so-and-so, where's your organization? You've been here, you got way more subscribers than me, you've been here longer than me. Where's your organization? Where's your organization? Where's it at? Because I've always held that when you have an audience of people, you got to give them something. You should give them something they can use for their life. Give them something. But also, I've said we have, and I picked up my mouse just like this. I see here we have a mouse. I used the bus boycott of the 1950s. I said they had to do that by word of mouth, and a flyer. Here with a click of a mouse, I give you around the world, in a click of a mouse. That I did it. I'm around the world. I did it. You see, and I did that in that video. I have conscious memory in it right now. I was wearing a red shirt. Or I was wearing my green one. I remember where I was sitting at my bedroom, my other apartment, and everything. And my whole purpose was because we were in such a pitch then with everything that was going on at that time. And I was trying to get the Black Independence Liberation League off the ground. I don't know if I had started that idea or not yet at that moment, but I already had the idea that we need an organization, like somebody should be leading. And I used the example that he goes around the country doing speakings and giving out T-shirts and everything. Where's the call to action? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where is it? So, you know, and I've heard him be anti going back to Africa. Just things that you should not hear a Black African male saying who is aware of the condition of the oppression of their people. So I have real problems with him. And also, before he was aware of me, before I was aware of him, because my people started coming to me saying, you should do something with Tariq Nasheed. When I very first tried to even go see who he was, I was already blocked. Because I know my whole life, I don't have to know him or anybody else. I know that there are Negroes amongst us who are threatened by Negroes like me. Because when I show up, I represent responsibility and accountability. Oh my God, we can't have that. They'll work to get your ass shut down. In anything, a job, a channel, it doesn't matter. There are black ass, slave ass Negroes like that do that. I called out Phil Scott at the time, because he's grown even more, but he's doing wonderful things with his network, and I've given him high marks for a thing that he did when he went to Ethiopia and all that. But I dragged him for Phil with his white wife and some things, and he talks out of one side of his mouth, and I've been very critical. But I've always said, where's the organization? Where is it at? Because I understand my people are happy to hear oppression porn and what the latest thing that's been done or said to us or about us. But are you ready to do something? Are you ready to do something? Are you ready? Are you ready? You see? And everybody gets quiet when you do that. You see? That's why I'm always alone in a room of 50,000 people. I'm alone. That's been my life because I'm a doer. But I mention that because I said with this whole FBA thing, why can't we accept that we've been here, that we were here first, but this is not our place of origin, that we came out of the cradle of Africa and we came here. So that would give you both and. So there could have been Africans that were here. This is a very big country. There could have been Africans that were here that were captured, like we saw 12 Years a Slave. I think that was basically the premise, something to that effect, whatever. I directed that movie. I don't need to know what it was about, whatever. Don't write me anything. That's the truth, and I'll stand by it. It means nothing. Anyways, wait, I'm being told. I'm being told I wrote, directed, and produced that movie. I'm being told. All right. So why can't it be true that we navigated our way here as we did across the earth? And yes, there were some of us that were here. Why can't that be okay? But that we're still connected to our motherland. Why? When I sat at my brother Dowda's compound one day and some other brothers came and they were Fulan, and my brothers were introducing us and everything, and then I spoke, and each one of them at different times said, before you spoke, I thought you were Fulan. And I said, that's part of our problem. We don't know who we are. It might be Fulan. I don't know. You know? But so that's essentially the point this sister is making. Like, why are we so, these people are so you know, and then these people are like, well, we built this, so we, you know. So if that's the case, then why does everybody leave the fucking hood when they get money then? Take your bitch ass back to the hood then. Because you grew up there. So you stay your bitch ass there. They're not going to give you any real estate anyplace else. We just wrote the law. In fact, I wrote it. Wait, I'm being told. I'm being told the legislation is still in Congress now. All right, it hasn't passed yet. All right, but why can't that be true? That we were here, and then there was then they brought some of us here, and then they also enslaved some of us that were here. Whatever, however you want to dice it up for yourself, you know. But this whole idea that we built this place, and so you know, I'm not going nowhere. So then stay your ass in the hood then. Stay your ass in the hood. But everybody's going to get a little bit of money and move out the hood. So as soon as you load a consciousness, and I'm saying this is the asshole of the devil, you should get your ass the fuck up out of here. Preferably go back to your mother continent. Do you understand? So I'm just real suspect of this FBA thing. And then especially when it started relating to, and then she's also touching on this in a way. She didn't say these words, but her inference is there in what she's saying. Like, you know, because I've said when it comes to reparations, that's when I really first started hearing it. You know, then we want to parse out who can get it and who can't. As long as it's another melanated person to get it, I don't really give a damn. They owe us. You understand? And they owe our brothers and sisters from across the earth, quite frankly, because they're still raping and pillaging out of Africa. Our brothers and sisters in Haiti, our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, Brazil, and so on. So I don't care. Like if my brother and my sister didn't go through Jim Crow and slavery and all that shit here, I don't care if they get a check. Then there was Dr. Umar Johnson, who I love and always defend. But when you love and defend anything or anyone, you got to be willing to tell the damn truth. And he's just wrong trying to classify all black people saying we don't need reparations. Okay, then your fat ass just doesn't get a check, Dr. Johnson. That's okay. We're okay with that. If you're okay with that, that's fine. And so anybody that gets a check will just not give money to the school. We'll just not do that because you said we'll spend it all and we shouldn't have it. So we know you're against it. So we wouldn't want you to have any of this dirty money to go towards your school. You understand? Be very careful about these people proclaiming that, everybody. Be very, very careful. Be very careful. What am I? How long am I in, moderators? Somebody give me a time check. And I'm gonna maybe see one or two more. This one I don't remember it, so we'll see it. No, we're not going to see this. It was interesting when I saw it, and I don't think so much. But just so you're not going, what was he going to show us? I'll show it to you so you can know why I don't think so. Because I don't like to do cliffhangers. Like, don't start telling me something and then say, I'll tell you later. You could be eligible for murder. Just saying. You start telling me something, you're going to finish it. I'm saying I'm known to carry a shank at all times, just at all times though, but at all times. Wait, what? I'm being told. Hold up. What's that? What? Okay. All right. I'm being told I actually have a shank on me now. Being told. All right. A little bit of this. I think I pulled this because the value was more of a visual for the audience and whatever value his commentary has, and then it's suggesting that something big is coming.
Okay, guys, this is the last episode I'm going to do for a while, but it should be a pretty good one. It's things that did not burn during the fire. I went through hours of footage, and it was pretty interesting what I found. Here are the famous umbrellas. These are actually Tommy Bahama umbrellas. And I have pictures of these before the fire, so you can see what they actually used to look like. Not very different now. And then the sole surviving car on Front Street in front of the outlet mall. And I actually found another sole survivor car the other direction that's a little bit further south on Front Street, which I didn't notice at the time. But here it is right here. You can see it on the left in this frame here. Anyway, I'm going to just roll some of this footage. Most of this is unreleased. It doesn't really work that well with TikTok because this is all shot in 16:9, but I've got hundreds of gigabytes, many hours of footage, both on the ground and in the air. So all of that footage, again, has been uploaded to a friend in an undisclosed location. They then copied all of that data.
And you see, it looks more like it doesn't look like burnt out stuff. It more looks to me like
onto a 256 AES encrypted hard drive and then physically took it to somebody else. So if somebody's able to intercept that.
Look, there's a house in the middle of everything. Nothing wrong with it. A couple of houses there. I don't know if that's one property or not. Not understanding. Again, the trees are just fine.
Or get it, then we've lost. I mean, there's nothing more I could have done. In the middle of editing this footage last night, there was an incident where some people came to my house. They were banging on my door, and they were yelling, Jeff Cygnus. We made the decision just to go and see if the situation escalated. I was ready to defend myself. It seemed like it was at least two people, I think potentially more. We heard them talking to each other, and eventually they just went away, but I could hear the tone in their voice. I mean,
maybe
these people certainly
skip some of it.
Put on X that will be. I need to address a couple things and set the record straight. So first of all, I have made absolutely no money on this. I can't even say that. I signed up hundreds of people telling me to turn this on. And so I did. And across these platforms, I think last time I checked, it was almost 40 million unique viewers. And out of those 40 million people, nobody tipped me anything. And that's totally fine, but that's not why I'm doing it. But I didn't get any tips. And so I think the people saying
Captain
that,
Cold-Blooded,
they probably were just saying that so they could create a situation where they could attack me. But the truth is I really have made no money whatsoever on any of this. And none of this has been meant to be political. I'm not that political of a person, but I do strongly believe in the First Amendment. I think that with situations like this, people should be able to say what they want to say about it. They should be able to report it without being intimidated.
I mean, it's like we're back in Maui again, dude.
Without people trying to stop them and suppress them, and without the government interfering.
I'm skipping
I've been doing is pretty horrendous conditions. I mean, I've been hiking up to a hill, holding the phone up, trying to upload stuff for hours. I mean, I've been like nobody else did this for a reason. But aside from that, when I was with this, I will continue with this. For the people asking why I don't show my face, it's because I need to maintain some level of anonymity for safety reasons at the moment. I might show my face in future episodes. But the other thing is, I mean, the story's not about me. So I'm just telling the story and I'm showing you guys what's happening. I'm just telling you what's going on. That's it. So it's not really about me. It's not that relevant. I really want to thank everyone who has supported my efforts here and supported it by following, supported it by
seconds to the end. Again, that was just for you to get more of a wider understanding of some of the visuals, you know. I mean, this is serious fire, dude. And as I say, I think that the only reason I started out with the Resnick Zionist couple, and I believe that they are they affected the water some type of way, and then because I showed you that they own the water in California, certainly in Southern California, and then so that based on the evidence that we're seeing, really not this isn't just fire. This is something else, you know. And I would even go on a limb and say, I think they buy some Zionist. Hey kid, you want to make some money? Just start fires. Just go. Go. Would just start fires. You burned up anyways. A 5 here. Here's Niecy Nash. And you know what? I'm so disappointed that she's a lesbian. It's just something about a black woman being a lesbian I just can't get to. I'm not ashamed of how I feel because we all come from a woman. I'm a man who came from a black woman, Rahimu Allah. I am a black man who came from a black woman. And so I must have an energy connection there. You understand? This is why I know this is why I'm in no way, it's nothing any white bitch is ever going to do that I'll ever be attracted to her in any way. I don't find any white woman attractive, you know? And it's just something about the energy that I feel when I knew that about her. It just, I'm fucked up some type of way. Whatever that is, you know, we're connected by the energy of the universe. She's a black woman. I'm a black man. That's my sister. I must feel something from her. I must. So that aside, here's Niecy Nash, you know, and plus she's such a juicy sister too. You know, she reminds me of my sister Linda, kind of as far as just her shape and her height and all of that. She reminds me of my sister Linda. They don't look alike, but she could easily be in my family, you know. And I just want to see her with a black king, you know. Niecy is desirable. She's a very desirable woman. She's a fantastic actress. If you've not seen Ava DuVernay's When They See Us, go and see Niecy Nash. Oscar. Hear this now. It's just a very short clip.
I just want to thank everyone who prayed for us. my heart is so heavy for people who have lost everything. And it's just a home. And I am overwhelmed, and I am grateful. I feel like in a way I have survivor's remorse.
That's the end of it, and then it repeats. Listen, everybody, there's no such thing as survivor's guilt. That is white people. Throw that out of your lexicon and out of your being. Stop adopting shit because white people say it's the truth. You are a different species. If they are even human, you are a different species of human being than they are. So stop adopting their damn attributes. Survivor's guilt. The fuck does that mean? Because then you are ungrateful to Allah. You understand? Your plane goes down, you're the sole survivor. Survivor's guilt? No, you give thanks and praise to Allah that you survived. You understand? Survivor's guilt. I'm over it. I can't. I can't. But you heard her say, I guess I'm having survivor's guilt. No, you're not, Nisi. You're not. You can still feel empathy. You know, so sad that those people, you know, it happened to them. You know, we never say that we drive by and see a car accident and learn that people died in that car. We never say that. You see? So let's keep things in perspective, everybody. Let's keep things in perspective. Just somebody give me a time thing. Kiara. 2 hours. Okay, we're gonna start landing. Sweet D is telling me Encino just caught on fire. Damn it. And that's money, which a lot of these places are. Pacific Palisades, Malibu, that's money. It's all money. And I wonder if we're going to hear how many Zionist Jew homes were destroyed or saved. I'll be looking for things like that to drop out over the next days also. That'll be very telling. You know, kind of like on 9/11, something miraculously they weren't at work, you know. I mean, it's a whole thing. But Encino is definitely money, you know. The Jackson compound is there. A lot of people lived in Encino. In fact, Encino was where do all the people go to now? Ellen, the fucking little Justin Bieber fucker. Everybody has a house out there now. The Kardashians. What's the place? I can't remember it. But Encino was that before that place was. Like Encino was where that Brentwood, of course Beverly Hills and all that stuff. Brentwood. Did I say Brentwood? Brentwood, Beverly Hills, Encino. There's another one. Used to be the big, you know, for black people, it was Baldwin Hills, which is off the Crenshaw area. That's where, you know, black rich people lived. You know, that was our Beverly Hills. And I'm proud to say I knew some people up there. And everything and stuff and everything, but everything and stuff. And yeah, Encino's on fire. Wow. What else did I put back out for this? Okay, these are older. Okay, fine. All right, well then I've shown you everything for you today. What's this about? Okay, that's something South Africa. All right, yeah. So, couple. And so I showed you this. I showed you that. The Jedi does his work. I showed you that. I got a lot of clips in today. Yeah, I even showed you that. Alhamdulillah. So, in my summation and closing, everybody, I want to say this. I still hold and maintain that the Vegas, the New Orleans, and these fires are connected for the reasons I have cited. And just to recap, the reason is because the so-called terrorist attack in New Orleans and Vegas were meant to make you. It's what they came out loud and said. You know that we're getting a taste of what they experience in Israel every day, because everybody's seeing them for the pieces of shit that they are. They are demonic, genocidal murderers, unholy demons. That's what that is. And they want to shift your hatred from them, your righteous hatred and disdain from their bitch ass. And nobody ever wanted to go there. Plus, Starbucks has lost something like $38 million or something outrageous, where the CEOs come out and say they're in a dangerous area now because of the boycott, and continue to boycott. Even in this sitting, I showed you with the Zionist couple, don't buy any more pistachios from Wonderful. No more of that pomegranate juice that has the heart on it. Throw that out. No more. There was a few products they showed. Can't remember them all now, but we'll review it. But when they proclaimed October 7th happened. That's why we never saw any videos of it. They just proclaimed it happened, and they start telling you these horrific stories. And because all the media and everything in this fucking place is owned by them, they just carried the story for them. There was Joe Biden saying he personally saw babies that had been decapitated until they couldn't lie anymore. He was like, no, because I isolated the language. I said he personally heard and saw. We'll see it again. And I let the fucking diaper say it again. He heard and saw, because I wanted to lock him into that language. And then it was debunked and it never happened. You see, they are liars. They are the worst thing on the earth. So they started that so that they could carry out what they've always wanted since they arrived in Palestine. Because white people don't go any place and just to be there and just nobody ever leave them alone. They come there to start shit. Give a fuck where it's at. I saw a sister on an airplane. She's filming herself. You know how it's like seats, then a row, or an aisle, then seats, then an aisle and a seat. She's sitting in the middle someplace on the end though. The bitch is sitting across the aisle from her. The sister's filming herself. This bitch you can hear on audio. Could you please stop filming? I don't want my voice on the recording. That would have been a dead bitch and I would have been thrown off the plane. Just saying. Wait, now I'm being told. What's that? Being told that was a dead bitch. Being told. And so, but again, just no matter what, they have to start shit. So they've always wanted them out. There was never any intention that they wanted to get along with them and be a part of that. That was never their design. Never. Just like they came here and murdered and genocided it off, they murdered and genocide. That's what they're trying to do. Exactly there what they did here to the Palestinians. They don't even want them there. That's why I can't stand when I hear black people talk about, folks or palm-colored folks, fucking white people. Period. Say what is. Okulukalan sadida. Say what is. That's just what it is. I'll be damn, I'm gonna be oppressed and I'm gonna tiptoe around my fucking oppressor. What's the quote? A slave, any slave who is not willing to fight for his freedom deserves to be a slave. I'm sure I butchered it, but that's the whole idea of the quote, even if I misworded it. I don't know if I did or not. But I agree with that. I'd be damned and whisper about my damn oppressor. I'll be damned. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. You understand? Because I'm beholden to the one who is the owner of existence. And that's it. That's it. So they wanted to carry this out, but they've always wanted a larger war to wipe out these damn Arabs in the Middle East and Islam. They want that. They want that. And so because this is Israel, it's not their biggest ally because they haven't done a fucking thing for America, but use your money and have you starting shit with other people. That's their claim to fame. Everyone knows it. So this serves that. But now to change the propaganda, let's give them a terrorist attack. Something, just do any little thing and we'll call it a terrorist attack. So that's why they call New Orleans a terrorist attack. And now giving you the other piece of the puzzle with these fires in California with this Zionist couple, the Resnicks, owning the fucking water and having pronounced that they want a war with Iran because the Iranian pistachio is superior to the bullshit they grow that kills off the ecology. And they're Zionists, so they agree with that ideology of get rid of Iran. So yes, they have every incentive to starve the water and let half of California burn. And probably they're on the phone with fucking the governor of my state right now saying we're not going to give you water until you come on board. Maybe he's got some plans to go against Trump when Trump is inaugurated and starts the war with Iran or something. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but we should imagine the worst and assume the worst. Assume the worst. But I think there is definitely a connection between this and that. And plus we see the new energy that's been used on some of this. This isn't just a regular brush fire, everybody. These are just regular brush fires. That's evident by the grass is still green and the trees are still standing and green. But everything around it is burnt. You can't have that. No, I'm sorry. No, no, ma'am. No. So it's something new, but that something new was used on 9/11. Something new, some new energy, some force, something new that we don't know about yet, but we're seeing evidence of. Something new. But it's a Zionist hand. And that energy has been used in Gaza because they use a lot of stuff on the Palestinians as a testing ground for new weaponry. Think back to some of the footage you've seen now from Gaza, where you've seen buildings. You'll see a section of it go straight down, and the other section, you go, that building's not wired with explosives, or is it? Or is that new energy? How are they just taking buildings straight down, like we saw on 9/11? Well, of course, with the Twin Towers, you just saw them becoming dust in front of you. But Building 7, 47-story building, in 6 seconds went straight down into its own footprint. 6 seconds. 47-story building. Elevators, escalators, bathrooms, office furniture, doors, escalators, windows. Think about all the shit's in a building. 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Let's just wait 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No more building. I'll just do it again. 47-story building. Modern, steel reinforced structure. Glorious. Solomon Brothers building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gone. And they want you to do that happen with fire, everybody. No, not even anybody's house with a raging fire has gone down in 6 seconds. Not even just a one-level house. 6 seconds, bitch. This is what they're selling you. So, and I've always said to you, you always have to see everything as the big picture. So don't ever think anything's, the fires are happening here, and then there was the thing in Las Vegas, and there was a thing in New Orleans, and then there's this, and no, all this shit is one with the same puppet masters. I suggest to you. I suggest, and I think that I have brought evidence to validate my claim, at the very least. At the very least. So be advised and be aware. More is coming. More is coming. And certainly as we get closer, because all this is happening in the lead up to the orange Cheeto taking office. If there was really patriots out there, he shouldn't have made it to the fucking inauguration, since they're so patriotic and they care so much about the Constitution. Everybody in this country should be offended that a criminal, a convicted criminal, is going to be just inaugurated very politely and as if it's not a problem and everything's fine. Really? Huh. Wow. I will look into that Encino piece, Sweet D. I expect to find what we're finding here. Then one would want to know the populations of those various areas. What's the demographics? You see, I'm over it. Anyways, if you're watching this and now it's a recorded video, do give the video a thumbs up, everybody. Let's make this the year of Black unity. Damn it, you know. And for me to be able to do what I do, this is not a monetized channel. I showed you all, I don't know, back shortly after I started this Jedi channel, the email they sent me, I still have it, that you can't be monetized, you know, because they'd already shut down my 23,000 subscriber channel. I came back, so now, you know, they play games. I literally have watched. I'll keep my video up on screen, and I see the thumbs up count go down in front of my face. 2 or 3, you know. The view count and things like that. They're playing all sorts of games. You know, we've been at 3,670 subscribers for years. I'm the same dude that rose to 23,000 inside of 2.5 years. I'm still the same dude. You understand? So what I need from you is I need you. When the white, this is what happens with, I'm not your leader, but what I'm saying, but I am a voice. And what we saw with Malcolm and Martin and Medgar and anybody else we can name is when they're only as strong as the people around them. I'm only as strong as you. I can't fight this white devil by myself. I'm an army by myself, but I'm only one. The cheapest, most helpful thing you could do is thumbs up and subscribe. That's what you can do. If you want to see me go away, then don't do it. Just let this white devil have their way with me. But if you want to help me fight, then you, goddammit, you thumbs up and you subscribe. That's what I need from you. It can be overcome, but they're depending on your lack of cooperation. That's what happens all the time. We see it happening to our brothers in West Africa, in the Sahel, Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali. Now you have Chad. They just did a dry run, I call it a dry run assassination attempt on the president of Chad, because he's also thrown France's bitch ass out. You see, the only reason why our African continent is not risen is because when our brothers get assassinated and stuff like that, they're like you. They don't subscribe. They don't thumbs up, and everybody leaves them. And so the white devil can come in and take down the next one that comes up to try to support you. We got to be united, everybody, not just on this, but on anything we're trying to accomplish. You have got to start seeing your brother and sister as your brother and sister, and you help them because that's your brother and sister, and not because you're going to get something in return. You got to do it because it's good for the culture, period. That's from raising our children to supporting a YouTube channel to how you do anything. We've got to be united. We must be. We must be. And speaking personally just for myself, as I've told you since you've known me, I'm only here because of you. That's it. Because if I wasn't, listen, I'm a very funny man. I've been given many gifts. I can be very entertaining. And many of you who saw my show reviews and television reviews I used to do, nobody else on this internet could touch me. I am one of one. But if I was here for myself and not for you, then I would be I would use all that innocuous language and non-indicting and everyone matters and fuck all of that. I'm here for and about and to us only. That's it. I've been consistent with my first channel early on when I had probably 10, 15 subscribers, 50, 100, didn't matter. White devils come through my channel. Well, your channel's never going to grow because you alienate white people. I believe in you, so I need you to believe in me. Because we got to 23,000 and nearly 5 million views on the platform with us. I know the power of us. That's why I'm always I'm more frustrated with you than anybody would ever be, because I know the power of us. It's like when you're growing up and you know your mama just got her check and you just need like $5. You know she got it in that purse and she telling you she ain't got it. You know she got it. So you're not going to hear somebody tell, why don't you go ask your auntie them? No, my mama got it. She got it in her purse right now. It's in her purse right now. It's in her purse. She's not trying to give it to me. You see, I've never, ever been afraid to bank on us. So you need to join me on that. Let us be united, everybody. Let us be united. Because if you're not here, then I don't need to be here. I've always said that. If you're not here, I don't need to be here. I don't need. Because I don't do this for my enjoyment. I don't do this for popularity. I sure don't make no money at it. And I'm not here for popularity and self-aggrandizement and all this other stuff. I'm here because I know the things that I have to share in the way that I feel is in the hearts of my people. And I've always been a fearless one. I've always been a martyr. Happy to be unpopular. Don't give a fuck. That serves me. So you got to be with me. That's the only way this works, is that you are with me. I thank you guys all for taking the time out to be part of the stream. And inshallah, we will be together. I always say this doesn't happen, but I think I'll know when I see this back, because I don't know I don't know what the technical stuff is doing. I won't appreciate this. I get to glance at it every once and again, but I don't get distracted because I need to stay focused on what I'm talking about. So I don't get a chance to really see this until we get off, and then I will probably freshen up my punch, get undressed, and get relaxed and all that stuff, and then I'll eventually, if something else doesn't catch my eye or something else I remember I have to do, then I will watch it back and then I'll know. But I say that to say, once I see this back, then I'll know if we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'm gonna try real hard, y'all. And I also remind you that if there's any time that you have something, this is our channel. I'm the host, but this is our channel. I'm just the host. So anytime that you have something, or you know of something, or you think, well, maybe you could talk about this, Jedi, bring it before me. Make me aware of it. I won't swear that I'm going to talk about that, but always feel free to present that. You understand? Because sometimes I've been known to do this, even something I'm not interested in. I don't think this is really, I don't think so. Sometimes I know it means something to that person. It means something to them. I know I can do something with this. Or sometimes I find something in that's deeper, because that's what I'm always interested in. Not just the surface of anything. What's the deep story here? What's deeper? If everybody else is going to be talking about the surface stuff, I don't need to talk. I don't need to. Is there something here I can contribute? What can I apply any of my talent here? Is there something here? And if so, then I do that. So always feel free to present anything to me. And so that makes it more interactive, you understand, and especially in our live streams, everybody, because another thing I've always said to you, I only present myself live so that you can be with me and I can be with you in real time. You understand? When you have people follow you, I can't speak for other content producers, and most people are on platform or any platforms of any kind, not just YouTube. They're on here for vastly different reasons than me, and so, but for me, you can go. So that's why you've heard me bitch about people that I've seen early on when I started doing YouTube videos. I came across channels where the person's I went through all the videos. They're nowhere on camera. I would not fucking subscribe to you. How dare you? Because I don't do well with fear. Do you understand? I don't do well with fear. If you're scary, don't come near me. Don't. And that represents scariness to me. Because I'm someone who fears only Allah Azza wa Jal. That's it. There is nothing else or anyone in existence as worthy of my fear. Period. So when you don't present yourself on camera, or you don't have a thumbnail that suggests you're scary, you have fear. Why are you on social media then? You should go away. You should just go away. That's fine. Just go the fuck away and don't ever be heard of from anyone. Don't make any comments. Don't do anything because you're scary. You can't be seen. What are you hiding from? Who are you hiding from? What life are you living that you need to hide? Now, you want to tell me you're in witness protection? We'll hear it. But you're not. So I would never subscribe to a channel that's never on camera. That I can't. That's one. Then I go only a certain amount of time with recorded videos. That's one thing. You're interacting with people. But you should present yourself. But even in my recorded videos, I'm on camera. But I'm strategic because it's about the information for me. If it's something that I feel is better communicated and I don't need to be in the way because it'd just be gratuitous for me to be on camera, then it's just the article and you hear me and we're talking about it. I got videos, I got articles, whatever I'm discussing, that's it. You know, but then I've also been the guy that I can sit, there is no articles, there is no production, there's nothing, it's just me. And I've sat and held my audience for 4 or 5 hours. Just me. Right out of the dome. Because that, whatever I have to bring with that, that's all I need. And that's what's going to be effective. And that's what I need to communicate. And then there's times when I need to be on camera and some things I need to be off camera for. Or I need to be on camera so I can make points because I'm expressive and I know I talk with my hands and I make points. And if something I really need you to retain, I understand the power of visuals. Sometimes you remember seeing somebody say something rather than just hearing somebody saying something. So it's a whole communication with me. You understand? But these are all of it. It's like I have something I want to present, but I also want you to have an opportunity to say whatever to me in real time and to interact with me in real time and me interact with you in real time. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to say, whatever. We're here right now. It's in real time. Wherever you are on the earth, I'm here right now. This is the Jedi. You see? So, as I say, once I see what the technicals are, then maybe we chance to be together again tomorrow. For now, I bid you all to have a very good evening. I don't know what time it is anywhere on the earth, not even where I'm at. Okay, alhamdulillah. For some reason, I'm always thinking about the East Coast. It's midnight for y'all. So that's perfect. I do love you all. I do. Everything that I do is an act of love, everybody. You know, I'm cut from the same cloth as those who possess me and who went before me. You know, you have to love your people in order to do the things that I do in my life and that I've done since you've known me on this social media thing. My love for my people is real. It's an undying fire that can't be extinguished and it can't be frustrated. I am exactly who I am and I'm not changing for shit. So have a good evening and I bid you the start of a great weekend. Thank you for spending time with me and I'll see you soon. This is the Jedi.